Hi, Missionotaku. So, guess who's making an actual real video that is going to be edited? Because I don't know. I don't know who's doing it. But anyway, this week we're talking about what got us into anime and or manga. And I've told this story a couple times in the past, but I'm happy to tell it again because it's kind of a fun story. I can't honestly remember which one I got into first, to be honest. I'm feeling like I got into anime before manga, I think, anyway. And much like a lot of people, I watched Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, and Digimon before I even got into anime. The story with that is that I went on a trip once with my family, and we would always rent these Pokemon DVDs, or VHS tapes actually, because it was in the early 2000s, maybe late 90s. I forget exactly when we went on that trip, but there were still VHSs being rented, and yeah, so that was cool. And I remember specifically renting the Eevee episode, or whatever episodes were on that VHS tape, and also the Snorlax episode. Those are the only two that I can... Oh, actually, also the Primeape episode. So those three VHS tapes were, like, rented over and over and over again for me. Pokemon was, like, my first real obsession, I think. And I wasn't even a fan of the games. I never played it. I wanted to play it, but my friends would never let me borrow their game because they were too obsessed with it. I remember going to the park one day and seeing them play, I think, Silver or Crystal version, probably. And then I kept asking if I could play it, and they never let me play it, ever, because it was their game, and they were greedy. But then I got into Pokemon, the games, later on, like, a few years ago, actually, so not very long ago. But anyway, that's not related. So, now getting back into the actual anime version of the video, because that's what we're supposed to talk about. The first anime that I can say really... I guess kind of introduced me to the genre was Bleach. And my friend, I was at school one day, and I think she was reading one of the mangas or something, and I asked what it was, and she told me it was Bleach, and she said that it was awesome and that I should check it out, and so I did, illegally. I will say that. I'm not proud of that, but yeah, we all started that way, right? So I got into Bleach, and I was obsessed with it for so long throughout high school. I caught up to whatever it was in Japan back then. I was caught up watching it every week from episode, I think 100 was when it was, when I first got into it. Maybe it was 70, I forget exactly. But yeah, I watched every single week. I was obsessed. And then I got to episode 200 and I was like, okay, this is getting old. I can't believe it took me 200 episodes to say that, but I liked it from then on. I mean, from then, first episode to 200-something. The fillers were just killing me, honestly, they were. So that's how I got into Bleach, but the first anime I watched that really made me absolutely fall in love with the genre, because I really liked Bleach, but I wasn't I mean, I was obsessed, I guess, but the first one that kind of made me feel a lot of emotion is Wolf's Rain. This one, my god, this is one of the most emotional anime I have ever seen in my entire life. I love it to this day. So yeah, Wolf's Rain. I can't even describe how much I love this series. I still love it to this day. And yes, I did watch it illegally. I'm still not happy about that. Watched it twice illegally before I actually purchased it. So mad at myself. But anyway, I love this series to death. I would buy it twice. It is just so incredible. I can't even describe to you. Can't even describe to you why I love that series. I guess I could tell you how I got into Gundam too, just to make this video more interesting, because I'm talking about many different types of anime, I guess. I had always wanted to try a Gundam series, but I didn't know where to start at all, because there was just so many, and I think one of the first DVDs that I saw at Hastings or something was either a Zeta DVD or a Seed DVD, and I was like, should I watch this or this first? I don't understand. I can't even deal. And then I talked to a good friend of mine. This was when me and Britt were starting to become friends, I think, or maybe it was actually a few months after that, I guess. But I remember that she was always talking about Gundam Wing because she was watching the Zero episodes a lot, or maybe she was just rewatching the whole series again, or maybe it was Endless Waltz. I forget exactly. But I remember she was talking about it a lot, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll just get it, and I will watch it, because I needed to find out why you're so obsessed with this series. And I started watching it. I bought the first season on DVD, which is in the other room. I should have brought that in here, but I didn't. And I watched it. I found it kind of boring in the beginning, to be honest. That's my first impression of it, but I did feel something about it. I liked it. I was enjoying it, and I wanted to see more of it to understand why Britt was so obsessed with it, because it was boring, I will admit, at the beginning. But I think it was like disc 4, maybe disc 3, somewhere around there, where I started to like, okay, I can kind of see what she's going with. And then I got to the last disc on the box set with the 0 episodes, and that changed everything I thought about Gundam Wing completely. Oh my god, I'm getting chills just thinking about that DVD, oh my god. But that's how I got into Gundam, and then after that I got into other series and started watching them religiously and buying new DVDs and such. So I can thank Britt for that. As for how I got into manga, I started reading a series that my friend bought me for my birthday, and that series was Kakaishi. This was my very first manga. He bought it for me for my birthday. He bought the first 5 volumes because he found them at Barnes & Noble in the bargain section, and he started reading them, and he liked them, which is surprising because he doesn't like manga or anime at all, but he liked this. And this was kind of my introduction to manga, to be honest. And then I got into Vampire Knight because I found it at Walmart, and I was kind of obsessed with vampires at that time. So, yeah, that was kind of how I got into manga. Pretty simple, kind of cool, but yeah, so I have a non-otaku to thank for how I got into manga, so thank you, Sean. And so, yeah, that is how I got into anime. I hope this video isn't too long. I'm sorry if it is. I got a lot of editing to do, I guess. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next week.